Hello, welcome to Top Whistle, the Irish whistle review show. On this episode, I'm reviewing the Clarke Celtic in the key of D, which is basically a Clarke Sweetone with a green paint coat and this lovely Celtic rune design to give it that traditional Irish tin whistle feel. Now, the Mouthpiece, unlike the Clarke original, which I previously reviewed in another episode, this one has a plastic mouthpiece, and the Clarke original, by comparison, has a wooden fipple design. And speaking of design, this whistle mouthpiece, believe it or not, was designed by Michael Copeland, who is regarded by many to be the greatest Irish whistle maker who ever lived. This whistle will set you back around £12, and if you wish to buy it, by all means, there will be a link in the description box for you to browse the website to get yourself one. And this is a much cheaper whistle by comparison to the Clarke original. The Clarke original is around, I'd say, £18. This one is £12. But putting aside the cost comparison, does the mouthpiece design, along with the price tag, justify buying this whistle? We're about to find out. After playing this whistle, I do have to say one of the great things about it is it's perfectly in tune. It has a nice, bright, sharp tone to it, and the canonical shape of it I find helps make the handling and playing of the whistle quite easy for a beginner to advanced player. And with regards to the finger holes, I felt they were just right. They weren't too close and they weren't too far apart from each other, and the volume itself was slightly above average. So the Clarke original, by comparison, I'd say was a 4 out of 10 for volume, whereas this one is a respectable 6. And what really also surprised me was it actually was a better outdoor whistle than the Clarke original, because it withstood wind resistance more effectively, and you know, you could play this outdoors to low to medium winds without any problems, which quite surprised me, whereas the Clarke original was the complete opposite. So maybe the mouthpiece design is what kind of helps it achieve such an interesting feat in itself. And the breath requirement, because of the mouthpiece design, is virtually low, so you won't run out of breath easily, because with the Clarke original, by comparison, it has a wider windway, and trust me, you'll run out of breath quite easy to play, especially when you want to achieve the higher notes and higher octaves. Whereas this one is just about right for high to low octave achievement when playing. And I felt that the sound itself was more consistent, because unlike the Clarke original's mouthpiece, where it was the wooden fipple, its performance would tend to dip, and this one, being plastic, it's more consistent. And because of the plastic mouthpiece design, this, believe it or not, has outlived 3 Clarke originals, where the Clarke original, by comparison, because of the wooden fipple from overuse and saliva, the mouthpiece after 8 months falls out, whereas this one I think has more of a lifetime use to it. And moving on to the bad points now, the whistle itself is not tunable, so if you're fussy about achieving the concert pitch, that facility is not there, and it's not a professional level instrument because this is not loud enough to be heard in a concert or a loud environment. And for buskers, despite this being a good outdoor whistle, I don't quite think you'll be heard even out in the open with this thing to attract enough visitors to listen to play to you as you play. And I would say it has gurgling issues after half an hour constant play, so you know you will have to clear it out after, give or take, after 20 minutes or so. And the clumsiness test, fortunately no incident has happened with this whistle, but what I will say about the clumsiness bit is if you're someone who has extremely young kids, or if you're a clumsy user and things are thrown about or dropped, because of the thin tin plate design, this thing will dent easily. So if you're very clumsy, I'd be careful about considering buying this whistle. After weighing the good and the bad points of this whistle, I've decided on balance to score this one a respectable 7.5 out of 10. This is a decent whistle that is good for casual to novice players who wish to get their first whistle, to practice and to use for leisure purposes. And without a doubt, this whistle, if I was to say the best cheap whistle for the beginners, I'd say hands down it would be this one, because at least with the Clarke, you can't go wrong with the Clarke because they're always consistent for being in tune. And this particular whistle, the Clarke Celtic, or if you want to call it the Sweetone by comparison, it doesn't matter. It will definitely last you for life and will outlive the Clarke original, which I would not personally rate, because I rated that in a previous video around a 6.5 out of 10 from my memory at least. It's that bad at the moment, so correct me if I'm wrong. And on that note, if you've enjoyed this show, by all means do hit the subscribe button. There's more episodes in the pipeline, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Goodbye.